Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be taking a look at my room. I've been getting a lot of comments on my videos from people telling me how much they like my room, so I thought I would make a video just showing it off. So let's get started. First thing is my door. I have this nice red door, and I've got this little bat necklace hanger thing where I have a bunch of my necklaces hanging up. I have this one here is like a little cross rosary that I made with the cross made out of bird bones, and this eyeball necklace here and this tooth necklace here were given to me by an internet friend. She had a Lolita accessory brand called Ophanim, but I don't think it's around anymore. But I got some nice things from her back when her brand still existed. Let's see. Now over here we have this nice little butterfly tapestry thing. I don't remember where I got that. I've had that forever. I think since like my childhood even. Here we have this beautiful mirror that you saw in the beginning. And up here we have this sort of sparkly Ouija board bat thing. Now down here, this is where I keep like my hair accessories. You can't see it really well. I'm sorry it's so dark in my room. The lighting in my room is terrible. But here's some really interesting stuff. This is a Victorian era hair wreath. This is a mourning piece. Let me take a look at it and so I can tell you what it says. It says, written in hair, Pierre Mercier, 9th February 1900. That means the 9th of February 1900. That's when he died. So Pierre Mercier. I wonder who he was. I have his hair now. Let's see. Now let's take a look at the other stuff I have over here. This was a little Valentine that another internet friend sent to me ages ago. I used to have a lot of internet friends back when I was on Tumblr. I had a fairly popular Tumblr blog back in the day. Now I'm not on Tumblr anymore, and I'm not so popular these days, but maybe my YouTube channel will get popular, and then I'll have a nice internet friend group again like I used to have back in the day. Anyways, here is a Victorian post-mortem photograph of a little dead girl, and here is another piece using hair as well as like material from a dress. This is from the 1920s. I'm not sure if this is a mourning piece or not. I just know that it uses hair and clothing, and it might be a mourning piece. This is a taxidermied pigeon, and this is another Victorian post-mortem photograph of a two-person coffin, which I thought was pretty interesting. Here's a fun fact about Victorian post-mortem photography. There's a lot of people online that will claim that photos are post-mortems, but they're not. If you ever see a photo of like a person standing or a person posed to look alive, don't believe them if they tell you that's a post-mortem photo. The Victorians did not do that. People that they photographed who were dead were not posed to look alive. They were usually in their coffin or in their bed, and they looked dead. They didn't have stands that would prop up dead people. They did have posing stands, but those were for posing live people, not dead people. So don't believe the lies on the internet. Anyways, here is a raccoon skull. Here's a little painting of a boy with a rabbit. And here is a raccoon paw with a lace sleeve. Now down here we have my little dresser. This is filled with not clothes, but all kinds of different things like comics and belts and just all sorts of little odds and ends. But on top, we have a few jewelry boxes. These two jewelry boxes originally belonged to my great-great-grandmother, my nanny, and she lived from 1908 to 2010, so she lived a very long time, and I got a few things from her after she passed. Here are a few dolls. This one was a gift from Sid. This one I got. These two I both got at an antique store. This one is a genuine Victorian antique doll. She is from, I think, the early 1900s. She's a German doll. I have these little cat skeletons. This little one's fallen over. Okay. These little skeleton animal things I collect. I call them the Bone Squad. I've been collecting these little anatomically inaccurate skeleton animal things since they've come out. I buy a few every Halloween season because I love them. You'll see a lot of those in this video. Here's another one over here, this little rat. Here's this little thing of like some flowers and weird stuff encased in resin. There's like flowers and rocks and mushrooms and whatnot. A little tea set. There's a little bone in the cup. Here we have a dead snake preserved in a little jar thing. My cats killed that snake and brought it in, so I decided to put it in a little jar. Here is a large beetle grub in another little display case. This antique perfume bottle. Yeah, that's most of the interesting stuff around here. Let's move on. Over here, you see this in the background of most of my videos. This is a piano. I don't know how to play the piano. This was in my room when I moved in, and this used to be my dad's music room before I moved in here with my dad. But I got most of the other stuff out of this room, but I kept the piano in because it's A, big and heavy and hard to get out, and B, it looks pretty, and I like to put my stuff on it. I don't think it works properly anymore. I think it's kind of busted, but it still looks nice in my room, and it's good to put things on, a nice little display. So let's take a look at some of the things. Here's another one of those animal bones I was talking about, one of the Bone Squad. And here is a real taxidermied bat. And this thing here was another thing that an internet friend gave to me, but I already had like these little things in front of it that sort of match, so I put them together. This clock back here is another thing that belonged to my nanny, my great-great-grandma, and it works, but I don't keep it wound up because it's super loud and it wakes me up every hour when the chime goes off. And up here we have this neat little mask and another member of the Bone Squad, a little octopus. And up here we have a Jenny Hanover, which, if you don't know, a Jenny Hanover is a desiccated ray, and these go back to like the 16th century. They would take these desiccated rays and like carve them up into a weird little guy, and they would say that it's like a sea serpent or a basilisk or a demon, and they would sell these to like tourists and stuff, sailors would. And I have one. And let's take a look over here. let's see, this was a little Victorian lady that I repainted, and I gave her some horns. I just got this little Victorian lady figurine at an antique shop, and I painted her up. Now here and here, these are my bleeding edge goth dolls. This is Storm, who is basically like the Barbie of the series. She's like the main character. They had a bunch of different dolls of Storm, and this was like the original one, but I think she's the only doll that they had like a bunch of different variants of in outfits. And this one over here is Malice, and I told Sid that they were wives, they were married, and Sid said that lesbians have to have swords, so I got them each these little swords to go with them because they gotta have some lesbian swords. Why not? I think they were originally meant to be like hair sticks, but I can use them as little doll swords if I want. In the back here is a porcelain doll that I think looks very ghostly. She wears all white and has that white skin and like gray lips. I've seen this same doll before from a different seller than what I bought her from, but the one that I saw had red lipstick, so I think somehow the paint on her lips must have, I don't know, faded or something to that gray, but I think it looks really cool. It makes her look really spooky and ghostly. I like her a lot. Now, next to her is this little fetal skeleton here, little fetus. And here's some candles in the back. This candelabra was also given to me by an internet friend, the same one who gave me this thing here. Not the bat. My mom actually gave me the bat, but this thing. Let's see. Oh, here is a little thing I made. I didn't make the lantern. This I got from Kroger where I work, but I put all this stuff inside it. It did have like some lights or something in there, but I put this bat skeleton in there, and there's also a butterfly in there if you can see it. I'm not sure how well you can see it, but there's a butterfly right in there, as well as some black roses. Here's a lovely doll, I believe from the 60s, and here it's a very spooky doll. This is another antique, I think, early 1900s. She's obviously not got any eyes or hair or clothes. I think that also looks kind of ghostly. I consider both this and this doll here, I consider them both ghosts. Here's a little froggy. Let's see, what else do we have on this side? Here we have another little figurine that I repainted. This was a little Easter bunny, and now she's like a little Victorian goth bunny. Here is another authentic Victorian doll. This is from the early 1900s. Maybe it's a little more Edwardian, maybe late Victorian, early Edwardian. Sorry, I can't talk. Here is, I'm not sure when this doll is from, but this is a three-faced doll. Here you can see a little bit of two of her faces, but I have actually two of these. You'll see another one here in a minute. Here's a little, I think, Indian doll, Indian woman, wearing like a sari. She's very pretty. I got her at an antique store. Here's a little hat on a little stand. Hold on, let me go around so I can see this stuff better over here. Here is a necklace that my ex gave me that is a coffin that actually has a little taxidermied bat in there. Here's a doll. This is a cow vertebrae. What else do we have over here? Oh, this. Oh, it used to be filled with liquid, but I guess it got all evaporated. Might have to fix that, but it's got a little rat fetus in there. And I also have down here a bigger thing with rat fetuses in it. This one still has liquid, but they're floating around in there with some glitter. I'll have to put some more liquid into that other one and in this one too, because it's running low, but the problem is it's sealed on top with wax, so I'll have to figure that out and maybe reseal it. But anyways, moving on, we have this drawing here that I did. I'm going to make another video in the near future where I show off some of my art, but I guess here's a little preview. Here's something that I drew. A little Hello Kitty teapot that's just a McDonald's toy. Filler bunny, the rat fetuses. Here's a doll that a friend of my ex-fiance gave me for Christmas. I think she's really cool. That was the only time that I ever met her, and she gave me this little doll here, which I think is a perfect present for me. I like her white eyes and her reaching like that. It reminds me of if you've ever heard of the painting The Hands Resist Him, which was like an early eBay urban legend thing where it was a creepy, allegedly haunted painting of like a boy and a doll, and there's like all these hands reaching for him in the background. Look it up if you haven't heard of it. It's pretty creepy. I really like that painting, and this little doll reminds me of it. This is a cow pelvic bone that my ex-fiance gave me. Here's another doll that you saw probably in my doll video if you watched that. And little vampire fangs came with this little coffin thing, and just a little vase from the antique store. This little Alice in Wonderland print that somebody I work with gave to me. Little Mr. F here that I made. That was in my doll video too. And this planter is really cool. My plant is dead now because I never let it see the sun, which is honestly very goth if you think about it. Death from never seeing the sun. But yeah, I thought this planter was cool. I got this from Kroger for last Halloween. It was only like $3 because it was marked down, which I think is awesome. It's really cool. I like the multi-faced skull. That's much cooler than something you'd think you'd get at Kroger, but I thought that was a really cool find. Let's see. Let's take a look at this little doll down here. This is another one of my Victorian dolls. She's a little bit damaged. She bleeds sawdust, but she's like 110 years old, so let's not hold it against her. Let's see how you're doing when you're 110 years old. Okay, let's move on. Here is my little boot stand you probably see in the background of my videos. It's called a boot butler. It's convenient because I've got a lot of boots. I keep most of my shoes down beneath the piano down there. Here's my little coffin rug. But yeah, I've got a lot of shoes. I need space for them. But let's go to this little corner. In this corner, here is a dress that is too small for me now, but for any Lolitas in the audience, this is Vampire Forest by Alice and the Pirates, which is a really pretty dress. It was my first Lolita brand named dress, which is kind of special to me. I kind of hate how much of an emphasis that Lolita fashion puts on brands, but then again, they're like smaller brands, not like fast fashion, and they put a lot of like effort into their designs and stuff, and they're such an important part of the subculture that like I understand their place, but I'm also anti-capitalist, so like putting all that emphasis on brands kind of rubs me the wrong way a lot of the time, but still, it's an important dress to me, and I like how it looks in this room, so I keep it on this little dress form. Even though it doesn't fit me anymore, it still makes a good decoration. Anyways, here is my closet door, which has my Switchblade Symphony poster on it. A lot of compliments on that in my videos, so here it is. Man, if people were climbing up the walls and breaking all of my wretched dolls, I would be so pissed. But yeah, my closet is so chock full of clothes that like my whole fucking door broke, and I had to like sort of half-assedly put it back together because like it just can't contain all my clothes. I have like 5 times as much clothes as is meant to go in there. So it's basically I'm just shoving stuff in there at this point, and it's a mess. I need way more space for my clothes because yeah, this ain't working. It's such a hassle to just find anything in my closet at all. But anyways, that's my closet. Here's a little mermaid skeleton. Now let's go down here. It's a little glass head with a horn headband thing that I made. There's another doll, a little taxidermied rat, a bone, my little rat head doll. This thing here, little gargoyle bowl thing. More bones. Let's see. It's so dark. I wish you could see over here better. Let me see. Here's this bear. Let's see. It's a creepy vintage bear. I've got a taxidermy duckling, some doll arm candles. I've got a tarantula right there, a random spine. I don't even know what animal this came from. I just found a random spine like on the ground, and I picked it up and took it. Here's a little clown doll, another little clown doll. Let's take a look. There he is. A nun doll. There she is. Got a little doll head thing with a little cemetery in its noggin, a little headstone. I've got it's a coyote face in the back there. Another little doll. Let's see. The doll. And this is really cool. This is a taxidermied, oh, I dropped my doll. This is a taxidermied rabbit with angel wings, my little angel bunny. It's very cute. Let me put my doll back. Down here, another doll. You saw her in the doll video. A couple of bears. I've got 2 bears that are the same. Cute, just little normal bears. Little skull. And this vintage plush rabbit. Now, let's look over here. I've got my window, my little air conditioning unit, and also doll, some flowers. Oh yeah, almost forgot these dolls down here. There's a doll that you saw in my doll video. It's another porcelain doll. Here is my other 3-faced doll. Very creepy, very fun. I like to show them in between like 2 faces at once. They're supposed to be so you can like turn the head around and display different emotions, but I like to keep them between 2 faces because it looks weirder, creepier, more fantastic. Here is a little Hello Kitty lamp thing that I repainted and made this lampshade a long time ago. Here's my vintage Barbie dolls that I made the outfits of that you saw in my other video. Some more Little Bone Squad members, of course. I should be filming this sideways. I'm sorry. I should have been doing this the whole time. Okay, I'm filming sideways now. Sorry that the first part of this video was vertical. That was my bad, but hopefully you can forgive me. But anyways, here is my albino taxidermy raccoon. His name is Sir Reginald. I made him a nice little collar and crown. Here is a urn. It doesn't have ashes in it. It was a present from my dad, and it came with a bunch of Hershey's Kisses in it. So eating candy out of an urn, I felt like that woman on My Strange Addiction who ate her husband's ashes, just eating out of an urn, you know. Here's some more of my dolls. This is a little boy doll with a little Lord Fauntleroy outfit. I love little Lord Fauntleroy outfits. This little Victorian girl doll. This is from Patricia Lovelace, who makes reproduction Victorian style dolls, who is my favorite maker of reproduction porcelain dolls. Patricia Lovelace. This is the only one that I have, but her dolls are so beautiful and detailed, and I love them. I'd like to get more at some point. Here's the doll that I made, and she is on this this like woman's golden like stomach and legs thing. Lower half, not even half, lower, I don't know, portion of her body. Here's a nice little skeleton. Here's my little magazine rack. I have a bunch of old Gothic beauty magazines, some like English language, Gothic and Lolita Bibles, a bunch of fun stuff. Some bones, some skeleton candles, little ruby gloom and spooky little dead duck, fly. Here I have centipede with some jawbones, some cow jawbones that's actually painted with Musso black paint, which is the blackest black paint in the world. And this one's a little bit chipped now. I need to repaint that, but it's very delicate paint. And then in the middle is this sort of steampunk bat in this frame. Up here I have my crocodile, Lacey. She's a crocodile with a doll body. And more Bone Squad, some real bones, little rubber bat, Virgin of Guadalupe candle, because why not? Little Halloween cutie. Here's a little beetle encased in resin. My skeleton dog, another Bone Squad member. There's a little Halloween decoration coffin thing. Let's go. Next part of the video. Let's take a look at my bed. Right, here's my bed. This is where I sleep. I've got all kinds of little plush buddies on the bed. Like this bear that was a carnival prize from the 1950s. It's a little two-headed bear that you saw in my doll video. A little bat. Various other plushies. This is an Emily the Strange plushie. I think that's Nietzsche. And there's Lenore. And there's a skill animal. I think his name is Dax. It's a little cat that I got from Hot Topic like a million years ago, like when I was maybe 13, maybe 12. So very old. I call her Grabbity Bubblegum. There's Hello Kitty. There's, let's see, let's get in close. We've got this little ghost beanie baby named Sheets. Got the White Rabbit, Scully Darling, the little skull doll that I made. His name is Sebastian. He's another doll that I made. It's our old friend Jack Skellington up there. This is a doll, a little teddy bear that I had one just like this when I was a baby. It was given to me when I was born, and now I lost it when I was like in first grade, but then I looked it up again and I bought the exact same one off Etsy years ago. Here's my little two-headed snake that my mom gave me, and Squishmallow of the mayor of Halloween Town, and a anatomical heart pillow. There's my poster of Bela Lugosi's Dracula. This is something that I got at the Dollar Tree when I was like 15, and it's a reproduction of the actual movie poster for Dracula, which is honestly the most badass thing that I've ever gotten for $1. Like, how cool is that? Here's this little candelabra thing. This little plate with the Rococo woman was another thing that I got from my nanny, my great-great-grandma, after she passed. This is a little thing with rabbit ears, and then there's chicken bones and flowers and all sorts of fun stuff. This is a little beetle, little Victorian beetle frame thing. Then here's just some illustrations of Victorian people. And let's take a look at these bones, this little coffin shelf with the bones on it. There's all kinds of bones. This one at the top, that's a deer skull that I actually won in like a Tumblr giveaway. And I think the beaver skull right beneath it, I won that in that same giveaway too. We've got a turtle shell and a cat skull, and that's a fish bone that looks like a crucified Jesus, and all sorts of different fun bones over there. What else do we have? Here's my little computer desk and my chair. This is where I sit. My computer desk is really low to the ground because it's actually supposed to be like a children's vanity. A friend of mine gave it to me, but I use it for my computer desk, and I have to sit on this really low chair because regular chair is too tall for my children's vanity, but I don't mind. I don't mind sitting on a low chair. It's my little window curtain with my rose drape thing. Here's my little table that's beside my chair. I've got a couple of jewelry boxes filled with jewelry. This is a goat's heart. I just have like my moisturizer and this little skull thing. There's like a fan and an ashtray and a bunch of boring stuff. Here's my hats. Did I show my hats? There's a bunch of hats. And, sorry, I keep turning the thing. I forget that, it's not going to look right on the actual YouTube video. I'm sorry, I'm stupid. But anyways, there's my little alien skeleton there. There's a candle. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all the little interesting corners of my room. Let's just take a look around, one last look. I hope you liked it. I really like my room. I work hard on making sure it looks good and looks cool. I used to have just a mess of a room, and I didn't really take care of it. I didn't clean it up, but making a room that I really like and that has really cool decor has really inspired me to take better care of my room, because when I like how it looks, I want to keep it looking nice. So, you know, if you have trouble finding the motivation to clean, just remember that if you make it look really cool, then you'll want to keep it clean because then it'll stay looking cool. So that's my advice for this video. Anyways, now let's check out my outfit.